It all begins again. Welcome to my GM in WWE 2K25. I am your humble GM, attackslug. And in this playthrough, I will represent a WCW. And thus, Adam Pearce will indeed run Monday Night Raw, Nick Aldis running Friday Night SmackDown, and the Heartbreak Kid running NXT. And being my first run through in 2K25, we leave things on normal for the AI and the game. And oh, this is new. They can change the win condition. Because if you watched my video last year on Extreme, I got screwed on a glitch on the Hall of Fame trophies. So yes, fans determine the win. Thank you. I will keep the opening budget the default, but I do want to change the player order to random to keep everyone on their toes. Shakeups are on, draft pool is custom. I will keep the match unlocks at default and leave off the booking timer. It's only just me here playing against the computer, so I don't need a timer on that. Thank you very much. Okay, start the draft. Season 1.
It's now time for the WWE Draft.
Building your roster. Things to consider, says Paul Heyman, I know. We want to have heels and faces. We want to have bruiser versus fighter, and giant versus cruiser, and of course the all-important specialist, and so on and so forth.
Who will be the first pick for SmackDown?
Okay, Raw got Cody, SmackDown got Randy, NXT got Becky, and now it's my turn. Do I draft John Cena for $500,000 on one contract? That just seems excessive, and certainly being an all-time legend and great, and sure, I could hire him and then turn him heel. Awesome, but that's a big ask for a level 25 ring dude. I think instead, more importantly, build the brand around a specialist. Build the brand around Seth freaking Rollins, who is significantly cheaper. Jey Uso to NXT. Rhea to SmackDown. Bianca to Raw.
Standing by for WCW's second choice.
It is funny that twice in a row on random gave me the fourth option to draft somebody. But I have 2.9 mil, and certainly Seth could use a Drew to go up against here in our main event. Bruiser versus Specialist.
WCW selects
Heel versus face.
McIntyre
Ivar to NXT. Wendy Chu to Raw. Solo to SmackDown.
It's round 3 for WCW.
Well, the men's main event is solidified. We do need some ladies. So let's actually just go over and hit R1 here. And then let's see who we have. Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Bayley. You know what? I'm going to keep on this, hey, specialist in that top spot to start with to work with anybody in your top of the card. So yes, give me the role model, Bayley. Karrion Kross to Raw. Chelsea Green, I wanted her. To SmackDown. Man, I hate you. Oh, I get to choose now. I'm actually not in last place for once. So, do I bring in the Queen, or do I instead bring in the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka? NXT gets Eric. So, both Vikings. Andrade to NXT. Duke Hudson to Raw. And Fatu. Oh, I could have used him too. Man, to SmackDown. Alright, now then, to consider my mid-card champion with 1.987 in the bank, give me the phenomenal AJ Styles, who did work for WWE very briefly. Alba Fire to NXT. Tozawa to SmackDown. The power. And back to me. It's interesting that nobody wants to grab John Cena or Rey Mysterio. They are very, very expensive. But facing off against AJ Styles, we're going to give him the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Andre Chase to Raw.
open here with their next selection.
Nikita to NXT.
Team Red looking to round out its roster.
Rezar to Raw.
Moving on in the draft.
Oh, I can get LA Knight, maybe. Okay. We have 1.3 million, but we need to have a tag team division. We have our top guys and top girls, but man, let's go to the bottom here and see who can we bring in for our tag team champions down here at the 100-ish mark, or, 150 is fine. Keeping in mind, I need 4 for those tag team titles. So, give me the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller, who's a bruiser and a heel.
WCW chooses Grayson Waller.
And a new brand is
Otis goes to SmackDown. He's coming. Big Bronson Reed to NXT. And back to me. Alright, so teaming with Grayson Waller. Do we have A-Town down? Is he in here somewhere, maybe? If we sort alphabetically, can we do that? Is that a thing I can do? Or is that not an option? It's just men, women, sort draft list. Alphabetical. I do not see Austin Theory to tag with Grayson Waller. Okay. Let's think about the competing tag team. So if Grayson is a heel and a bruiser, we need a face and a fighter. Let's get Trick for 100 grand. Akam going to SmackDown. Eddie Thorpe going to Raw. Back to me. So, Waller and someone versus Trick and someone. That's the question. Trick Williams and Tony D.
WCW selects
Why not?
Tony D'Angelo.
Dexter Lumis goes to NXT. Piper Niven goes to SmackDown. And Jade Cargill goes to Raw. Optional drafting with 1.2 mil in the bank. I need, obviously, to finish off my tag team stuff here. Rowan to NXT. Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess to SmackDown. And Scarlett to Raw. Who's teaming with Grayson Waller? A heel specialist. Do I spend $233 on Chad Gable with $945 left over? Very curious. Let's instead go with the bruiserweight. Don't call him Butch. We got Pete Dunne here to tag with Grayson Waller. Uro going to Raw. And, okay, I have $739 in the bank still. We should be thinking, what happens after the Bayley and Asuka feud? Who gets tossed in there afterwards, and who's left to even higher at this level? Little Miss Bliss at $232.
WCW picks Alexa Bliss.
Meanwhile, Baron Corbin over to SmackDown, and Hayes over to NXT. Now, oh, hold on. Tongaloa to SmackDown, Isla Dawn to NXT, and Omos to Monday Night Raw. It is now round 12, and I want to get some very cheap talent on the bottom end of this roster. So, sort by the cost. Paid the cost to be the boss. Give me Oba. Oh, hell yeah.
WCW chooses Oba Femi.
Maxine Dupree to NXT. Tiffy Time to Raw. Tatum Paxley, come on down to WCW.
Picks Tatum Paxley.
Indy Hartwell going to SmackDown. Gigi going to SmackDown. Tyler Bate heading to NXT. Oh, there's Austin Theory. I totally didn't see him the last time. So who did I have teaming with? We can move Pete Dunne somewhere else for something else as the Bruiserweight, and yes, bring in A-Town down. Natalya heading to Raw. We have $179K in the bank. I think we're done drafting. I think we're okay here, but we got 5 faces, we got 9 heels, and that might be a problem, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to say, you know what? End my draft on round 15. Confirm. All right, look at that talent. Meanwhile, Elton Prince over to Raw. Zoe Stark over to NXT.
Speculation who joins SmackDown
Noam Dar
next.
heading to SmackDown.
Who's next on the SmackDown
Josh
roster?
Briggs to SmackDown.
Who is about to join the Raw
Javon
roster?
Evans over to Raw.
Could be a make or break pick for
Wolfgang
NXT.
over to NXT.
The NXT GM weighing their options here. The yellow and black brand
NXT,
is now
there's
complete.
Sean's roster.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, SmackDown, Nick Aldis, there's his roster. He's got Randy and Rhea. That's not a bad top two. And Raw finalizes. They got Cody and Bianca in those top spots. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, how much more? All right, they all got two more than I got. We'll see how that shakes out with the money for booking a first show. Albany, New York. 4 weeks to Hell in a Cell. Tonight is the night, the debut show. This is the same text every year. Yeah, I was born for this. Same thing every year. Make it an amazing show. Shawn Michaels, you should see the plans we have for NXT this year. Our roster is amazing. You wish you had Becky Lynch at WCW. No offense, but I'm gonna crush you like a bug. Also, suck it. Adam Pearce is ready, finishing the prep on Raw. Try to keep up. Oh, good God. Selecting my champions. My men's world champion is Seth freaking Rollins. My men's tag champions is A-Town Down Under. My mid-card champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Meanwhile, Bayley, my world champion. And I guess we're going to have Alexa and Tatum be our tag champs for whatever reason. Extra pop? Sure. Okay, our first commissioner goal. My least popular available specialist is in a match this week. Who even is that? Popular available specialist. So, Tony D. So yes, Tony D challenging for those tag team titles with Trick, I guess is the plan there, I suppose. We have 3 weeks to the go-home show, and then 4 weeks till Hell in a Cell. We only have one asset, so no buying any of these logistics just yet. Talent scouts. What are my current power cards? Okay. Extend the duration of all contracts currently by 5 weeks. I don't have anyone under contract just yet. Also, have a superstar immediately be level 20 and become legendary. So, alright, who is that going to be? We got some 15s in here. Is it more valuable to convert Roman Reigns, who's already 15, or is it more valuable to say, alright, what about Oba, who's level 5? It's a much larger gap to where you need to go, and I feel like that if we set Oba to 20 immediately, and then he's next up after the Seth and Drew feud, that might make sense. So yes, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that on Oba. So, level 20, welcome to the big time here. Legend. Otherwise, this is all pretty much standard, so we're good there. Let's, I guess, book our first show. The main event will be Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for that world title. Stamina is okay. We open the show with our women's world title. So Bayley and Asuka in the mid-card, a tag team match playa for those tag team titles playa. So A-Town Down Under defending against Tony D and his tag team partner, Trick Williams. And your mid-card title, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the big dog, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Also, I gotta pick perks there for Oba, so we'll get to that here in a second. For that, I assume US title. Back to managing the roster, because we have new perks to pick for Oba, new perk decisions to choose for him. So yes, Paul, enough. I get it. I know how it works. Just relax. Okay, now, what is my next perk decision? Either stamina or injury. Losing 2 less stamina or reducing my chance of injury. Let's go with that one. Can class change to giant or class change to fighter? I don't think I have any cruisers just yet, but you know what? We'll keep that an option for giant if we hire any cruisers. So right now he will stay, though, in his current class as a bruiser. And specializing in matches I don't have any option for. So let's just say submission. Fine. Accept. We're good. All right. Let's do the good old charity promo. I have one person who has a 5 on promo, and it is indeed Little Miss Bliss. So yes, Alexa with that charity promo. Oh, hell yeah. Let's have Pete Dunne cut a promo here on himself. And let's train some in-ring XP here for Tatum Paxley. Why not? That is the first show, locking it in. Starting the show. My snapshot. I'm spending... I have 179, and I'm spending 22 here on this booking. Let's see how things work out on show number 1. Welcome to your first show. Monday Night Raw opens with those tag team titles, Rezar and Cross versus Chase U. Who are the, I guess, inaugural champions? It is Rezar and Karrion Kross. 3 stars. Natalya, yay. Elton Prince, Eddie Thorpe. Both pretty low on the card, but we get Elton Prince, yes boy, a 1.5 stars. The start of a rivalry. Wait, the tag team didn't do that? Okay. Scarlett with a good charity promo. Omos and Oro, 5 and a 10. Giant and a Cruiser. It is Oro. It is 2 stars. New rivalry, mediocre. Cody Rhodes calling out. And he gets a good level 0, level 1 on that. And your main event is Tiffy time. Bianca defending that title. What do we get? Oh, and still, Bianca Belair, 3 stars. New rivalry. Over on SmackDown, opening 3-way for that women's title currently held by Rhea Bloody Ripley. And it is Kairi Sane, new women's champion on SmackDown. 3 stars, and it's going to be Kairi and Indy in that rivalry. What about Rhea? Noam Dar gets a good +1 on his promo. Gigi and Piper in the mid-card, Giant and Specialist. It is Piper with the win. It was a 1.5 stars and no rivalry. Josh Briggs calls out Noam Dar. It was weak. Mid-card tag team non-title Alpha Academy versus the Samoans. What do we get? It's Alpha Academy with the win. It was 2 stars and no rivalry. Baron Corbin gets 2 on his pop. And your main event, the Viper, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton, your world champion versus Solo. I love you, Solo. And you lose. 3.5 stars, Randy still champ. NXT also with the 3-way for the ladies world title. What do we get with a big time Alba and Isla? It is a big time Bex still champion. 3.5 stars, no rivalry. We get Wolfgang cutting a weak charity promo. We have Maxine Dupree and Zoe Stark in your mid card. It is Zoe Stark with the win. It was a 1.5 stars. Dexter Lumis cutting an okay promo with a 1. Rowan versus Hayes for the NXT North American title in a tables match. It is Hayes with the win and new 3 stars. Tyler Bate cuts an excellent self-promo. And main event, Jey Uso, your NXT champion versus Ivar. Okay, sure, do that. And it is still World Champ, 3.5 stars. And finally, I get to go. WCW, Bayley versus Asuka. Is Bayley ready for Asuka? No, she is not. Asuka, new champion, 3.5, new rivalry. Tatum gets in-ring XP. Mid-card tag team titles. Is it still A-Town Down Under? It is. And still. And 2.5 and no rivalry. Pete Dunne gets +2. Mid-card US title. Can AJ retain or will? He can. It is 3.5 stars. It was great. New rivalry. Alexa Bliss, 4.5 on that charity promo. I thank you. And your main event, Rollins and McIntyre for that world title of WCW, and still Seth freaking Rollins, 3.5 and new rivalry. And from these results, I either tied or won every single of these matches, and therefore I should have the most fans at the end of the week, but we'll see. So continue on that. Monday Night Raw did 37, and they made 24. SmackDown did 30, and they made 49. NXT did 33, and they made 32. And finally, WCW did 40, and we made 34 for a 213 in the bank. Waller and Theory are a great tag team, we know. Pete Dunne doing good work on the mic. All right, Bayley got robbed. Contract negotiation as a reward for my goal there. Hell yeah. And yes, the end of week 1 has me at number 1, but only by 2,450 fans. So, you know, a long road to go here, but my budget is doing the best of all of these brands, so kudos to me on that for at least saving some of what I'm going to need here moving forward to perhaps hire some new talent. Anyhow, Tulsa, Oklahoma for next time, and morale is the first thing. Drew wants to fight again with Seth. Don't worry, Drew, that's going to happen. It sounds good. Bayley not happy at losing that strap. She wants her rematch clause. Okay, and that is it for me for episode 1. We'll see how things go. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time, and I'm out.